Welcome back to Financial Freedom. I'm Yvonne Davis, author, astrologer, life transformation coach, and YouTuber. So in this video, I wanted to share with you my self-employment journey, and I'll try to keep this fairly brief and succinct. But I want to encourage you if you have thought about becoming self-employed, and also to help kind of keep things realistic, okay? So for me, it all started back in 2002. I'd actually wanted to be self-employed for a long time. I wanted to be a published author, but at the time, I was working as an intellectual property paralegal. I had a BA degree in political science and economics and a paralegal certificate, and I was working for a nationwide law firm. But the thing about it is I didn't like it. I really did not enjoy the work, and I wanted to try something different. I wanted to be self-employed, doing something that I really enjoyed. So basically, well, maybe I could have waited for better timing, but something in me told me it was time to go. So I gave my 2-week notice, and I left at the end of May 2002, which was right after 9/11. So we were in a recession. So to quit a really good job in the middle of a recession, probably not what I would recommend, but I had reached my breaking point. I just couldn't do it anymore. I remember one time when I went on vacation, I came back and all day long I could not stop crying. And I was sitting at my desk and I could not stop crying because I just didn't want to be there anymore. So I really had to go. But the thing about it is you have to follow your heart. I believe life is short. It's not worth suffering. Even looking back, I've had many, many challenges and struggles, but I've never regretted that I stepped on the path towards self-employment. So, but it took a while. I had savings, so I was able to live off the savings for a while. But I didn't actually really start my first business until May of 2004, 2 years later. I did publish a novel, but I self-published, so it didn't really go anywhere because I didn't know what to do. I just wrote this novel and I wanted to be done with it. So it was like, well, I guess I'll self-publish because I didn't know what else to do. So that novel never really went anywhere. It was kind of just an experiment at the time because I didn't know what I was doing. And, people are always going to make mistakes in the beginning, but I've learned a lot from my mistakes. So anyway, the next thing I did was I decided I wanted to be an artist. So I was still writing, but I was also working on my art. And I created a website called Bohemian Art Studio, which now belongs to someone else because I decided that wasn't going to work for me. So what happened was that I had spent 2 years working in that direction. Then I had my first show where I paid for a booth space and I packed all my stuff into my car, and then I unpacked it and put it in the booth, and then I packed it up again. And I think I didn't even make enough money to cover the cost of the booth fee. So I thought, no, I guess the thing I realized was, one, that I basically paid to pack all my stuff into the car, unpack it, show it off to people, pack it back into my car, and then unpack it into my home. I paid for all that, because I didn't make any money. And I asked myself, am I passionate enough about this to make it work? Because I knew that there, were going to be challenges along the way. And I said, no, I'm just not passionate enough about it. What I really wanted to do was be a writer. And so I went back to that. I went back to writing. I wrote another book, my first nonfiction, which was The Power of Manifestation. And I started teaching the law of attraction, and I taught workshops. I worked for Colorado University, and so that's what really got me started. The first 2 years trying to be an artist, I certainly learned a lot, you know, in self-publishing my own first novel. I certainly learned a lot during those 2 years, but basically I was just living off savings. And then once I started teaching at Colorado Free University, then I really, and you know, writing the book Power of Manifestation, teaching the Power of Manifestation, I really started to get my wheels on the track. That was in 2006. So basically it took me 4 years to really get my wheels on the track, because I had to figure out what I wanted to do, figure out how to do it, and then write the book, and develop the workshop. I also wrote a workbook to go with it, and to find a place, a venue to teach, to get accepted there and into the catalog. And so that whole thing took 4 years from the time I left my paralegal job. So, but that was when I really did get my wheels on the track. And from there, it really set me on the path of being self-employed. So I think I'll stop there, and I'll just make this a series, and I'll continue to talk about my path and the challenges I had, the successes I had. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask them. And I'm happy to share everything I know, everything I've learned with you. So that's it for today, and I will see you again next time. Bye-bye.